Hi again, everyone, and welcome in to Cincinnati Bengals Talk. I'm James Rapien of allbengals.com. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and let's dive into what's going to be a huge game this Sunday right here at Paycor Stadium, where the Bengals look to even their record at 1-1. They're 0-1 following Sunday's loss to the Cleveland Browns, and Joe Burrow obviously had a not-so-good game, arguably the worst game of his career, 14 of 31. He was asked to start his news conference today about his calf injury and how it was feeling after the game.
Felt good, obviously a little sore, but felt good.
Did you hurt your thumb at all? I know a lot of people ask if you hurt your hand on first snap. How did that?
No, I did not.
What did you learn from studying Kate?
I mean, in a game like that, you take as much as you can from it. Obviously the conditions weren't great. That's the main takeaway, is you learn how to adapt to those conditions. You have a game like that, and you reflect, and what could you have done better, and handle the conditions is the main thing.
You faced this Ravens defense plenty, but last year all three games were close. Obviously their defense looked different with the new defensive coordinator. What's challenging about going up against this Ravens defense?
Well, they run the ball really well on offense, so it limits your possessions, and then their defense is tough, physical. They're very sound in their scheme. They do a great job of sending blitzes at you that you don't see on tape before. They have a lot of great week-to-week game plan stuff, so you have to be able to adapt well to it. They got good players, good coach, good scheme. It's going to be a challenge.
Is there anything you can do throughout the week in terms of trying to maybe get up to the speed you would have liked to be at, having missed so many weeks during training camp?
Yeah, you just learn from every rep, take practice very seriously. You can't have any wasted reps throughout the week, and we had a good day today.
Do you do any additional stuff, or just kind of stick to what you have on the schedule?
Yeah, it depends. Depends on how you're feeling on the day. You still got to get healthy for Sunday, and that's kind of the balance that everybody in the league has challenges with throughout the year. It's the balance between getting your body ready to play in a health standpoint, and also making the most out of your reps and getting as many reps as possible.
One thing, I asked Coach Callahan, what's your like a week after a bad game? He said exactly the way you're like a week after a good game. Is that true? Is that how you are this week?
Yeah, I would like to think so. Like I said, long season. Everybody's got bad games. That's going to happen. And what makes you who you are, and hopefully makes you the player that you are, is how you respond to games like that, and how consistent can you be afterwards.
One thing Brian also said on Monday, Joe, was that, especially in the last two games last year, Baltimore did a really good job of tackling when the receiver got the ball. There weren't any yards after contact. From your perspective, how does that impact, or how does that, maybe adjust the way you're attacking their defense?
It doesn't really. I'm always going to take what the defense gives me, get the ball in my guys' hands, let them go make plays. Baltimore's a great defense. They tackle really well. They make it tough on you to create explosives after the catch, and that's always the challenge when you're playing with them.
Let's get to more from Burrow, because you hear a little bit about the Ravens defense. You're going to hear more about the Baltimore defensive front that really kept this Bengals offense in check in 3 meetings last season. And I think that's the interesting part about this matchup. It's not just about Burrow and this Bengals offense bouncing back from last week. It's about them finding something in this Ravens defense that they can exploit at a high level and put up more points than they did in the 3 meetings with Baltimore last year. Before you hear Burrow on some of this on this matchup even more, because we have more on that. This was about the on-field conditions and why it was so difficult to play in Cleveland, and why a driving rain might be better than what they had, which was a mist on the lake.
So when it's raining really hard, it's actually easier to throw. Just something about the ball when it gets really wet. It's easier to throw. So when it's kind of misting like that and the water just stays on the surface of the ball, it's makes it a little more challenging, which obviously is not an excuse, just a fact. So you live and you learn, and you try to handle those things better the next time.
Is that something that you notice get worse or worsen throughout the game, or did you know pregame when you were throwing like you normally do, this could be an issue?
No, it wasn't really raining in pregame. So when we came out for the game, that was really a surprise.
How comfortable are you right now, Joe, just scrambling, ad-libbing, rolling out on the cap, or is it something you're still trying to kind of ease into that?
Yeah, we're feeling it out.
With Aaron Rodgers' injury, there's been a lot of talk about turf fields. Do you have any concerns about playing surface? Does that make a difference to you?
Well, I think, the last couple of years, studies have come out how much safer grass fields are. So I think that's important. But obviously, I think the most important thing is having a standard for the turf fields, having each turf field across the league have a certain standard, and all of them are the same. Everywhere you go, it has turf, and each turf is different. And I think having uniformity across the league would be best.
Joe, I know there wasn't a ton that you guys thought was good on Sunday, but based off the fact that was your first time playing with Orlando and Jonah on the right side, how did you feel like those two in particular were played on Sunday?
Yeah, I thought they played well. Obviously, when you're blocking guys like they have, they're gonna win some. As much as we drop back and throw the ball, they're gonna win a couple pass rushes. But I think overall they played well.
A.J. Green is actually going to be back after spending 10 seasons with the Bengals and 2 with the Cardinals. He retired this offseason. 7-time Pro Bowler. We know what he meant to this organization for many, many years. And he actually played a season with Joe Burrow. Burrow naturally had a lot to say about A.J. Green.
I loved A.J. I was lucky to be with him for a year. I was excited about that coming in, playing with a player of his pedigree. And so, whenever he comes back, I haven't seen him in a while, but I'm looking forward to it because he did so much here for this organization, for this city. I'm excited for the fans and for him to come back, and hopefully they give him a good response.
Joe, when you have a game like you had on Sunday, the rain and everything else that went with it, do you just rely on the fact that you have one of the most explosive teams in the NFL and just kind of know that's the baseline for who you guys are supposed to be?
Yeah, we know that what we put on film on Sunday isn't us. We've proven that in the past. So we got to go out and prove it again. Each season is new. We're not relying on anything we've done in the past. You just have to push forward. And right now, where we're at after Sunday, we didn't play very well, and we didn't prove that we were that explosive team. So we got to go out and prove it this week.
I guess I'll flip the question about you after a loss. How are Callie and Zach after a loss? Are they the same every single week, or can it vary?
No, they're the same every week, and honestly, I think that's why we've been able to overcome a lot of adversity here. We've started slow some. We've had stretches of a couple losses in a row, but nobody ever panics. Coaches don't panic, players don't panic, and like I said, it starts with Zach. He's the same every week. We're going to come in, get our work done, have fun, and go out and perform on Sundays.
Back to what you're saying about the turf versus grass. Do you know Aaron Rodgers? Have you met him more than when you played him?
Just when I played him.
Have you reached out to him after the injury?
I have not. I'm sure he's got so many texts going on, but obviously when something like that happens, it's not ideal. And we've all been. If you play this game long enough, you're going to have something like that happen to you. So that's obviously really tough to see. I know how excited they were to have him there and how excited he was to have a new start. So that's a tough way to start off the year. So I'm feeling for him.
Zach's mentioned how impressed he's been with Troy Walters continuing to be able to raise the bar in that room. What makes Walters so good at what he does?
Well, one, he played the position at a high level. He's a Biletnikoff Award winner. And so whenever you have that kind of pedigree as a coach, your guys are going to buy into what he's saying. And he knows his stuff. He's, in my opinion, the best receiver coach in the league, one of the best that I've been around. He really understands the minute details of each route and spacing and timing and what the defense is throwing at you. And so when you have a guy like that to complement the offensive minds that we have in Zach and Brian and Pitch and Frank, we really have a great coaching staff that really complements each other.
Feels like the pattern the last couple of years has been slow start to the season, then you heat up later on, you go on a run. How do you go about fixing the first part of that being the slow start like in future years?
Yeah, you go out and win a game. We got to go out and get one this week. Like I said, we're focused on being 1-0 every week. So this week we just got to go be 1-0 and then take it from there.
Just following up on the haircut, were you just kidding about being related to the bad game, or was that truly your motivation?
A little both.
A little bit of both makes a lot of sense. One, I think people were 50-50 on Burrow's hair anyways, but the fact that he gets it cut, maybe it's a fresh start for the 2023 season. I know a lot of Bengals fans would certainly welcome that after what happened in the season opener last Sunday. For more on the Bengals, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. I have you covered as well. As far as Lel Collins, I know I haven't talked about that on the channel yet. At some point, hopefully I'll get to it, but I have an article at allbengals.com about that. Hopefully we'll see you Friday at Holy Grail for our Enter the Jungle release party as well. That is going to be a really, really good time. Excited about the book. And if you are looking to get the book, as I lose my voice, make sure you check out CincinnatiBengalsBook.com. For Andrew Fox-Miller, our channel coordinator, I'm James Rapien, signing off for now. Thank you so much for watching Cincinnati Bengals Talk.